As I am driving to my event, I just wanted to get on here and discuss some of the things that I am seeing in this market. So our current real estate market in eastern North Carolina is really interesting.
In about 1 mile, keep right to merge onto US 17 South.
What we're seeing is homes in more established areas, and they go quickly. And some of these newer neighborhoods that are a little bit further out, sometimes it seems that more and more folks, life changes and they have to move, and we're finding more and more inventory to the point where we may have 12 months of supply in some of those neighborhoods. So it's just a peculiar market that you've got some neighborhoods that have so much supply, and then you've got some of the older neighborhoods that there are multiple offers and they fly off the shelf. So I have to say, we've always talked about in Wilmington, there's a bubble, and that bubble is typically anything that is within 10-15 minutes of Wrightsville Beach. And
keep right to merge onto US 17 South.
Thank you. That's where the buyers typically want to be. So having said that, if you are moving to Wilmington, I would say that if you considered some of these neighborhoods that are a little bit further out from, say, Wrightsville Beach or Mayfair, in that area, you're going to get a better value. One, but you've got more choices to choose from, and two, you don't necessarily, it's more of a buyer's market where you can negotiate price and terms and any repairs that come up. So I just wanted to kind of share, that's one observation I've noticed. Interestingly enough, land is still moving pretty quickly, especially if all the utilities are in place, because that's huge for a lot of, if you're going to build a house.
In 5.7 miles, take the exit toward Leland.
Thank you. Siri's keeping me straight. All right. I'm going to just bear with me. I got to let this car pass, and then I can get back on topic. But I'm focusing on my driving right now. And no, I am not even looking at my phone. I've got it set up on one of those little, it sticks to my window, and then my phone is there's a magnet that connects it to it. And that's how I'm able to, one, watch my directions, and two, make this video at the same time. So, all right, back to the market in eastern North Carolina. This is November 2025. The next thing I'm seeing is, a lot of folks, they do want to build, but I do want to just mention that it is expensive to build a house. Typically, you're going to do better if you can find a builder that does more production, because then you can, once you buy it, you can slowly customize it. And I encourage folks to do that, because that's typically your best bang for the buck when you want a new construction home, but then you kind of want it to be a little bit more custom as well. But a truly custom home is it's high dollar. All right, next, well, what are we going to talk about? We're talking about the market being peculiar. We need more buyers in this market, and it could be this is very normal, that it's February, December coming up, and some folks put their home buying on, they press pause. But I did write 2 offers this week, so people are still out and about and moving around, so they're still out there. It's just a matter of people finding what they want. But man, I have to say, I'm just amazed. Actually, now that I say this, I've written 3 offers.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
Left 2 lanes, I got you. 2 were cash, 1 is a loan. So, we are seeing a lot of cash buyers in this market. And I know, and of course, cash buyers don't care about the rates. They're not rate sensitive at all. It just matters if they like the home and they like the location and it fits their needs. But I have to say, this year in 2025, I've seen more people that are purchasing with cash. Typically, over the course of my career, and I started in September of 2008, I have seen people, about 30% of my business was cash for years. And at the end of this year, I will look it up to see what the actual percentage was. But I feel like it was higher this year. I just feel like more people were paying with cash. So All right, I've talked about the market and how the newer construction neighborhoods, I feel, are a little bit more of a buyer's market versus the established neighborhoods. Home sites that have water and sewer already attached typically are a little bit more attractive to most buyers because, people don't think about the sewer tap fees and all those fees that go into building a house if it's just raw land. And the next thing I want to talk about is the second home market. People are still buying second homes. I'm finding some folks from Florida don't want to be there in the summer because it's bloody hot and it's warm here, but it's
in 2 miles, take the exit toward Leland.
2 miles and I have to take the exit. It's not as hot as Florida. So you know what we call those folks that come from the north, they move down to Florida, and then they end up in North Carolina. We call them halfbacks. So they're halfway back to New York, but they're not quite there. So we love them. We appreciate them, but we do call them halfbacks because they are. And I don't know. Here's what I would love. I'd love to have some questions. What are you curious about? Let me know and I can talk about it. All right, how about this? I'm going to wrap this session up and I'm going to talk about due diligence money and earnest money. So in the North Carolina offer to purchase, there are 2 deposits you have to think about as a buyer. Due diligence money is non-refundable to the buyer. It comes directly off the purchase price, but if you do a home inspection and you're not happy with it, you're not getting your due diligence money back. If you wake up on the wrong side of the bed and decide you don't want to buy this house, you're not getting your due diligence money back. So that check is written directly to the seller. It does come off the purchase price, but you're not getting it back. Now, why is it required in North Carolina? Well, it's what the North Carolina Commission put in the offer in 2010, and we didn't use it that much early on, but then once the market started to heat up, it was intense. I mean, during the COVID years, sometimes you would see up to $100,000 in due diligence money. Nowadays, it all depends on the purchase price. I would say a $500,000 house, you might see $5,000.
Take the exit toward Leland.
In due diligence
then
money.
Take the first right onto Mount Misery Road Northeast.
It could be less. It could be $2,500. So it all depends on what everyone negotiates. But the days of like $100 or $500 are typically over. It's going to be something, at least $1,000.
At the stop sign, turn right onto Mount Misery Road Northeast.
Mount Misery Road. Let's get on a rabbit trail and talk about that. They need to change the name of Mount Misery Road. I don't know who thought of that, but that's not a great name for a road. Who wants to live on Mount Misery? God bless you people that do. All right, next, I'm back on my due diligence. So that's, I have a text I send my buyers just to explain due diligence money that is non-refundable. So the second deposit is earnest money.
In about 5 miles, turn right onto Hooper Road Northeast.
Got it. All right, so earnest money is essentially protected up until the due diligence date. So in the offer to purchase, there's 2 important dates. One is the due diligence date. Typically that's 3 weeks, especially if a buyer's getting a loan. It's going to take that long to do the home inspection, a pest inspection, to get an appraisal, and then anything the home inspection uncovered, whether it's a plumber, electrician, or a roofer that we have to get out there. We do all that during the due diligence period. Once we get past the due diligence date, that's when the earnest money is not refundable. It would go to the seller if the buyer were to back out. So the reason for that money is, think about it. Once you're past due diligence, the seller can now pack their stuff. They know they're moving. We've agreed on all terms. If the appraisal came in low, or if the home inspection had some hair on it, had some ugliness, we get all that negotiated out, whether it's repairs or credit. And now the seller knows, okay, we're going to closing. I can start packing my stuff up. So anyway, that's part of the piece of the puzzle when you are purchasing a home in North Carolina. So overall, I would say, it's a different market, but the market's never the same. It's always changing. So, always know that whoever you're working with, just get them to kind of give you an idea of the pulse of the market so you know what you're getting into. Because again, some places are, frankly, buyers markets, and then some are still very much seller markets. So it all just depends on where you're looking, what type of home you want, and where it's located in the area. Beach, waterfront properties, if they're priced well, they're going to go. Everybody wants to look at the water, and Same for the ocean front or anything close to it. We find that those homes are the most popular because that's why most people move here. All right, I appreciate your time. And if you made it to the end, can I just say thank you? Thanks.